Filmmaking is a long, complex, and collaborative effort that highly depends on the constantly changing reaction of the audience. Sometimes ideas really resonate and connect with the masses, making the process of making the film 10 times more satisfying. But many times, due to several reasons, audiences entirely or partially reject the film. The movies that I'm going to present in the video are films that I would recommend you revisit during lockdown. The average or underwhelming performances of these films range from niche topics, shoestring budgets, poor marketing, and issues with the lackadaisical editing of the film, which, if in an alternate reality could be mended, would surely reap different results. Getting right into it, here is Tried&Refused Productions with 5 misunderstood Indian films that deserve a second chance. Solo. One of the most interesting movie experiences I had was when I watched the 2017 Malayalam film Solo starring Dulquer Salman. A fascinating anthology format film that focuses on the theme of 4 elements: earth, fire, wind, and water, specifically encompassing facets of Lord Shiva. The film was slated to release in the state of Kerala and Tamil Nadu at the same time, but due to the Producers' Council decision to protest the additional taxation over GST, the film was taken out of theatres one day after the release in Tamil Nadu. Beyond that as well, when I hear that Bijoy Nambiar was not consulted when the film's ending was changed, I generally feel that the film's fate was meant to be what it is today, truly to be appreciated online.
If I attempt genuine cinema, that it'll work out. They will appreciate it. And I felt like on the first day this was being killed and it wasn't being given a chance. And that kind of hurt me.
The film that focuses on stories of Shekhar, Trilok, Shiva, and Rudra provide lessons in the form of perseverance, the power of loss, the unexplainable bond tied with blood, and fate and its twisted ways. All the stories are so vastly different with its theme and visual treatment that it unknowingly transported me each time and made me empathize with the lead characters. It's inevitable that you may not connect with all the stories, but the performances by the cast, especially Dulquer, the mesmerizing screenplay by Bijoy Nambiar, and my current favorite track that is on loop these days, Sita Kalyanam, will genuinely make you fall in love with this film and its unique storytelling. I highly recommend you catch this film on Netflix. Fitoor, a movie that is extremely polarizing and that got adversely affected due to its poor editing, was the 2016 film Fitoor. An adaptation of Charles Dickens' novel Great Expectations, Fitoor had the perfect setup for an adaptation rooted in Kashmir. Where its brilliance lied in the character arc already spelled out by the novel, the movie got caught in its unnecessary and out-of-place political commentary about the constantly in-conflict state of India. The movie lays emphasis on what humans equate their self-worth to. What happens when what you consider your true calling was nothing but a facade, a safety net created to safeguard you, but something you never wanted. This brilliant arc also abruptly gets placed in the film, which dampened the desired effect of the otherwise brilliant movie. Tabu as Begat Hazrat Jan Mahal puts forth a hauntingly painful portrayal of a woman whose motivations for her destructive ways keep you in constant wonder. Beyond her legendary performance and heartbreaking character storyline, Aditya Roy Kapoor perfectly portrays the desire of an artist and an obsessive lover, only wanting to feel noticed, otherwise always considered an outsider. The sense of self-worth captured beautifully, almost surrendering to fate with the dialogues, "अगर मेरी किस्मत में सिर्फ खाक लिखा है, मुझे कबूल है. अगर ये मेरी आखिरी आह है, मुझे कबूल है." With its beautiful backdrop of Kashmir, an extremely underrated music album, honestly, seeing the social media numbers of powerful and most importantly, original songs like Ye Fitoor Mera and Pashmina break my heart. Give this movie another chance. I can honestly bet on the fact that there will be something beautiful that you will take away from its viewing. Mumbai Police. When I saw this Roshan Andrews directorial venture suggested by you, I assumed that it would be a financial blockbuster. Upon further inspection, it was revealed to me that the 2013 Prithvi Raj starrer, even after completing 50 days in theatres, collected only 5.75 crores in revenue. A commendable collection, but for a film with its intricate detailing, definitely underwhelming. It provides exactly what is required for a suspenseful thriller and even more. The film focuses on a police officer who gets into an accident and loses his memory, only to retrace his path to understand that he had just cracked the case regarding the assassination of a police officer. How the journey after the gruesome accident leads to several revelations of the character traits that the individual possessed, the several catastrophic personal and professional decisions he took, and how exactly he comes to connecting all the missing pieces of the puzzle is the premise of Mumbai Police. I can totally understand why, in 2013, everyone was not a taker of this engaging film. It takes certain creative decisions, especially regarding character choices that would make audiences uncomfortable. This is a snippet of Prithvi Raj's interview that exactly says the same.
the first day the film hit the theaters in Kerala, we were so, scared. Because I remember I was in Doha with my mom. My mom lives in Qatar. I was in Doha and I was getting calls from some theaters in Kerala saying that we might have to stop showing the film because, people are just creating a big, because that was a shock value.
Absolutely.
They just couldn't take it. But what was so happy, I was so happy about was that towards the evening shows and then the next day, the same people started calling up and telling me that, we actually think this might be the beginning of something because slowly people are saying, this is, somebody had to do it. This is very new.
Beyond just the impeccable storytelling skill of the film, it presents a revelation I never foreshadowed. I highly recommend you catch this on Disney Plus Hotstar. It's an extremely intelligent thriller, something that we crave for and should celebrate. Wazir, a film that I absolutely loved and was baffled at noticing its underwhelming performance, was the Bijoy Nambiar directed film Wazir, a story that Vidhu Vinod Chopra wrote and held dear to him for many years and wanted it to come out perfectly. I understand people's rejection of the film when it comes to possibly the editing of the movie and the creative decision of using characters just as a convenient excuse for deception in a thriller. But critics who slated this film to be predictable and silly are working on a different wavelength altogether. Either I am extremely dumb or I have a lot of reading up to do if this narrative can be considered silly. It's rather flippant to consider a layered storyline that takes the elements of chess as a metaphor and successfully encapsulates elements like personal loss, terrorism within Indian history context, and the purest of emotion that drives many thrillers: revenge. The movie focuses on fate or coincidence bringing two unlikely friends together: an anti-terrorism squad officer going through a personal loss and a handicapped chess master consumed by the hatred towards a perpetrator not paying for his sins.
If you ask me whether I'm fully satisfied with it as compared to Shaitan and David and Solano, I'm not, because I did see the film a certain way, and finally the way it came out, I think about 80% is what I really wanted, but that 20% is not something that I do regret, but at the same time that regret comes with a lot of love for the fact that it was someone's vision, so I had to justify that vision. I had to do the best I could do, and I did.
The movie presents exceptional performances by the cast, especially Farhan Akhtar, Amitabh Bachchan and Manav Kaul, and really develops into an intriguing and layered thriller. It's quite disheartening to understand the financial fate of the film, but I assure you a second viewing of this movie will maybe provide you another perspective, that we judged and rejected this film too harshly. Ajji, a film that anyone barely remembers even existed, was a 2017 film Ajji, directed by Devashish Makhija. A movie that had a limited release in theatres and was barely marketed, is one of the most disturbing tales of revenge you will see, at least when it's regarding Indian cinema. This is one of those movie experiences that gives you a sickening and mortifying feeling, as it represents not only morally corrupt and vile humans partaking in ghastly acts, but also how disconnected we truly have become from emotions of empathy and kindness. The movie is considered to be a dark adaptation of Red Riding Hood, and mind you, dark is an understatement. The movie, which focuses on Ajji, played by Sushma Deshpande, who reports the horrifying rape of her 10-year-old granddaughter, only to notice the sheer inept and corrupt nature of the police officers not willing to take action against a politician's son. How Ajji takes matter into her own hands, only seeing red in front of her, is the premise of Ajji. The film is disturbing, perfectly captures the underbelly of Mumbai, and showcases society's departure from basic humanity. Sadly, it sheds light on many people's reality in this country, a viewing experience that will make you acknowledge your privilege.
Fables, they should try to immortalize what's going wrong with that time in, nursery rhymes and fables. So these became documentation. So even Red Riding Hood, under the surface, is actually a documentation of a lot of pedophilia in that particular society at that particular time.
The film is not for everyone, as it is gory, unapologetically violent, and a real, truthful and ugly picture of stories we tend to show our back to. Moreover, you will become a fan of Sushma Deshpande, who will blow it out of the park as Ajji. I highly recommend you catch it on Netflix. And that was a video, guys. Write down in the comments below if you in history have come across some other films that have been misunderstood and have not been appreciated. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.